Alright, I could be diplomatic, but I'll just come right out and say it. I was disappointed with Final Fantasy VIII. 7 fanboy TJ was disappointed with it back in '99, college-age TJ was disappointed with it in '02 when he wanted to make sure he didn't like it, and 2012's TJ is likewise failing to see what many have praised about the game. I mean, sure, it's a Final Fantasy, and it's more of a Final Fantasy than 13, the first 13 rather, so it should have an in, right? Yet I've never been able to get comfortable with it. Let me see if I can express in words exactly what my issues are. First off, the plot. Now, I try to avoid too many spoilers, so I'll just sum it up thusly: disregard everything until Disc 4 because none of it matters anyway. While disregarding, continue to ignore the cast of characters, a group of individuals so broken that Dr. Drew took one look at them and started formulating retirement plans. The only likable one out of the entire lot is Zell, the obnoxious ditz / Mike Tyson wannabe. They bumble through a thick mound of political intrigue, dealing with equally defective rogue man-child Safer, an evil sorceress who... No, to get into anything even remotely interesting would require spoilers and spoilers and spoilers. I hold this game responsible for M. Night Shyamalan, full stop. But enough about plot, let's talk mechanics. Rather than obtaining money from enemies, almost all the cash you obtain in-game comes in the form of regular payments from your employer, the mercenary outfit Seed. Your salary depends on your rank, which can be boosted at points in the game, or since the internet exists, you can just download the answers to each of the 30 or so true or false exams and be rolling in cash. But that's one way to break the game. How about stopping down every time you find a monster with some new spell to make sure each of your party members draw 100 copies of same? Because spells are stats according to the junction system, so it only makes sense to do so. Fantastic for speeding up the game and optimizing your play, if only the process of drawing these spells were a bit faster. As it stands, your best bet is to affix a rubber band around the controller to hold down the X button, and then go to the gym, establish world peace, or make yourself a sandwich. Or if this doesn't suit you, simply use that fortune you've amassed through trivia, or the fat stacks of cards you've won from losers around the world, to refine yourself all the spells you need. But it's not all bad. While you're trying to break the game, you've got a wonderful, well-refined card game to play. Final Fantasy VII had several smaller mini-games of varying quality, but none of them compared to the scope and ubiquity of Final Fantasy VIII's Triple Triad system. Likewise, 9 had Tetramaster and 10 had Blitzball, but both pale in comparison to the perfection 8 managed to attain. There were relevant benefits from being able to refine cards into items. Most everyone in the world was up for a game. If you were running low on cards, you could simply turn the mobs around you into more fodder. Heck, this was often a more efficient way of making sure you'd get the items you wanted. And of course, the judicious use of cards is a fantastic way to exploit another one of the game's quirks. Turn a foe into a card and it grants AP, developing your guardian forces, and thus giving you the powers, injunctions, and bonuses you need, but yielding no EXP whatsoever. You can go through the entire game without gaining a single level if you're diligent enough. And since enemies' stats are tied to your level, you'll be wading through a forest of cheesecake as you slaughter foes en masse. Or rather, pretend to slaughter them. There are some fun mental exercises to be had here, and the music's pretty good, even if the main battle theme is in 5 and makes me want to put on some Dave Brubeck. But the gestalt of the thing seems too far a departure from what I liked about 7, 6, Mario RPG, hell, every Square game I'd played up to that point. Goofiness was abolished, balance was thrown out the window, and ellipses ran rampant like some sort of viral infection. It tried to tell an intriguing story, but did so at the cost of fun. Fortunately, Final Fantasy IX was able to put right pretty much everything about the series, but that's a topic for another day.